What's up, everybody? It's your boy Trey Switch back at it again with another video. And today we're reacting to a video and it is titled X343. Yes, that's right, X343. Not Halo Studios. X343 is pissed off, bro. They're pissed. They're mad. They're about to be foaming at the mouth at Halo Studios. This video is brought to you by Halo Follower. Let's check it out, boys. Let's get into the video.
We have X343 admitting what about the new studio, Halo Studios? Guys, this is senior animator Will Waltz. He used to work on Halo at 343. What does he say? But also, what does my insider source say about Pure Hints, the studio head, and what the real problem here is with 343? We'll get into my source news later, which you can take with a grain of salt, but I recommend you listen to what Will says here, as he is definitely going out public and admitting some pretty dark stuff about Halo Studios. So let's dig into it.
Before we get into this video, I want you to comment down below. What is the over-under that we're going to have to experience the same frustrations where you had when 343 took the reins from Bungie? Will it be a better experience or will it be worse? And I'm not here to be negative nor positive. I'm here to simply react.
Says, I worked for them as a top performing industry animator for 13 years. I do not recommend working for 343 or
bro, he was there the whole time.
Halo Studios. It's like Comcast calling themselves Xfinity and hoping nobody notices.
I have no idea what that means.
And stay safe out there. They are not worth it. Feel free to private message PM. To be clear, employees have been some of the industry's finest because we have all the fond memories of Halo, and the Microsoft pay is nice, but their leadership is cancer. Peer especially, and you'll hate how creatively limiting they are.
I'm gonna say this real quick. Halo Follower is one of my favorite Halo creators out there. I'm gonna straight up say it. Straight up, I have a lot of respect for him.
I have no doubt
this is
that
interesting.
Even though their executives finally gave in to switching to Unreal, they will find a way to organizationally make it unfun to work there.
Oh, Jesus Christ. No! No! Hold on. Let's hear it.
Actually says even more to this, but to comment real quick, Will, I think he might be on to something. Listen, it's not a big surprise that 343 rebranded their name into Halo Studios. Does it actually mean anything is what we're concerned about, and from what I've been told now is by two sources,
well, he said it.
No, it means absolutely nothing, and I want to tell you it does, but this is what I'm being told.
I think it does mean something because 343's name has been just straight up tarnished. They belong in a Dark Souls game, like they are the tarnish, but not in a good way. Like the tarnish that never beats the game, the one that never succeeds, the one that just keeps dying and dying and dying and dying and respawning and dying at the campfire and dying again and again and again and again and again. You get the point. But I do think, God, hold on, this is not the right spot at all. Oh, that's why it's way too small. I do think that Halo Studios actually is they're actually getting a very good opportunity that 343 unfortunately did not, and that's just working with Unreal Engine. From what I've been hearing, because I've been like researching this a bunch because I'm so interested, it should be really, really way easier for them to use this engine. Like, this isn't like an over exaggeration or anything like that. It should be way easier for them to use the engine. Here's the issue though. There's rumors that they don't even code their own games. That's why it's Halo Studios. They sub out so much of the work. They use so many freelancers. Oh boy. Yeah, so I don't know what's what. There's a lot of smoke and mirrors when it comes to this stuff. And obviously Halo Follower has a lot more clout than me, and he's got insider information, so I'm gonna trust the guy.
In addition, the studio head Pure Hints might possibly, allegedly, be the problem, alright? This is someone...
I did get a weird vibe, and I am not making any assumptions on the guys. I'm gonna give them a fair shake and be optimistic, not blind optimistic. I still remember the past, right? This is still a company that's just a rebrand. It's not a new company or anything, right? I did think it was kind of weird how they let Pierre kind of leave that part into the trailer where he's like, man, I don't want to be in front of y'all. Like, I don't like being in front of the camera, man. It's like he's like on the chopping block almost. You know what I mean? Like they're bringing him out. He's like, this is the new face of our army and type shit. You know, like Game of Thrones type shit. You know, when one like with the Stark boys, one dies and the next one gets up. It's like, fuck, it's my turn to lead now. It's like, I don't know how to explain it really. I'm so hyped up on caffeine, but that did seem odd. Like I can get it. Like, oh, he's coming out and he's you know telling us what's up. He's telling us how it is, and he doesn't even like being in front of the camera, and he's still doing it. What a great guy. Like I didn't get that vibe. I got a weird vibe. Like, why did you say that? Why did they leave that in the cinematic where we're supposed to have a lot of, you know, we're supposed to pretty much be falling back in love with you? It seemed a little odd.
That I've heard about, blocking the Unreal Engine evolution of Halo. This is something that that individual did not want to do under any circumstances.
What?
Will, the X343 employee here for 13 years, I think their words carry a lot of weight. 13 years is a long time. In addition, he is also saying things that reflect things that I've heard literally years ago. As things unfold, as I've heard about them years ago, are now happening. And I will say that all of this
All
is
right.
building a story. I don't really think there's many grifters or liars here. There is a lot.
There's a lot of fucking grifters on Twitter, bro. And there's also this weird thing I've noticed on Twitter. And I have no hate for anybody in the community, in the Halo community at all. There's this new term that I've picked up on called the Halo tours, which is interesting. But I saw a lot of Halo people that I follow, and I thought they were like kind of pretty significantly weighted in the community of Halo. Kind of go at other creators for being you know, just being skeptical, I guess. And I didn't like that vibe. I really didn't. It bothers me because, like, let people be skeptical, dude. Like, you get one trailer and it's all fucking sunshines and rainbows again. Like, what are we doing, man? Like, come on, man. Bro, just, I'm optimistic, 100%. But dude, like, people are just going at each other's throats for no reason. Like, Halo becomes the Star Wars community, you know?
Lot of annoyed, frustrated, and in some cases, traumatized people from 343's toxic culture, at least in the past. Hopefully things have changed, but this is what Will continues to say here.
Okay.
They screwed us. We fought for years for them to switch to Unreal. Guys,
this is 100% true. And I also I felt this type of way. I was thinking in my head, how many heads have rolled? And if the problem is the slip space engine, why the fuck didn't y'all just switch over to that instead of firing everybody? It seems like if you fire, like, okay, you might not know sports, right? But in sports, if you fire your coach mid-season, that's not a good sign. That's like, okay, you're pretty much throwing the season away, right? That season's done. You're tanking for draft picks. But in this case, it's a business. It's not a sports team. So you don't have draft picks. You don't get to draft from a big pool of talent at the end of the year if you're the worst team. No, if you're the worst company, you get canceled, you get canned, you get shut down. But this is Halo, so they're not going to do that because that's a mascot of Xbox, and I don't want that. I want to play more Halo games in general. But the fact that so many people's heads rolled, and I get it, people do not like the way 343 handled things, but let's be frank, we don't know the way things were handled in general. There needs to be a documentary on the past, the handling, the dark days of Halo with 343, the handoff from Bungie and onward to present day. There needs to be a docu-series because I am so interested on what's going on. Like, did Microsoft like pull all these calls? Like, what exactly led us to the point we are today? Because there's so much mystery, and people are going to obviously blame 343. People want to see a head on the spike. People want to see someone hung. They want to see blood. They want a body. I get it. It's the natural human instinct. But man, what's the truth? That's what's important to me. What really happened?
Literally what I've been hearing from my source for years. I'm not
Mm.
even joking. I want to talk about that soon. And it's really interesting and also a little bit, it's a little anxiety inducing here. He says even before Halo Infinite's production started and all throughout it, the directors and Pierre fought against it and with the rest of them. Pierre came back, laid off the loudest voices for Unreal and some of the best developers in the industry, us, then finally took our advice. Feels good. Does it feel good, Will? I don't know. I don't know if I would be exactly like, I guess it feels redeeming that you were right all along, but it doesn't feel good that, I mean, it looks like, was he laid off? I'm not quite sure, but
Please, please, please don't be real. Please don't be real. Bro, I mentioned Game of Thrones earlier. This feels like a Game of Thrones like subplot. Like they could make a TV show off of this shit. Like what the fuck? That's slimy as fuck.
this is really disappointing to see that. Not only have I heard this behind the scenes, but it looks like X343 continuously has said the same thing for years. Guys, I want to be optimistic
Oh,
about the
I am.
future of
I
Halo.
am.
You
I
know,
am.
I'm always for that, and it feels good, right? It feels better than talking bad about my favorite franchise, but here we are again in this same situation. Have they really learned anything? I think the biggest concern is that they kept talking about visuals. I think it is a good page to turn, and we're all wanting the page to turn in a new chapter.
My biggest concern isn't the visuals actually. This is like I don't like hearing this, right? This isn't like happy news by any means. Like, this isn't no kumbaya. But I mean, we got that with the the revamp, the reveal of Unreal. My biggest issue is they're saying there's multiple projects in development. Okay, what are those? Is it a remaster of Halo CE, Halo 2, and Halo 3? Because that's what's been talked about. What else is, there's side mission, like side stories rumored, like Reach and ODST. What does that consist of? What are we doing after 4? Or what are we doing 4 onward? Like, are we ever going back to that time period? Or is this going to become a Star Wars incident where, the sequel trilogy didn't really slap as hard and wasn't received as well with the fandom, even though it was made a lot of money. It did, and that area is now taboo. So I mean, now Disney is finally tinkering with that time period, but it took a long time to even touch that. So I'm just curious, are we gonna get? I wish there was some kind of roadmap. I really do. That's the biggest that's the biggest concern I have, is the direction they're actually going. Because, like, yeah, the direction is Unreal. Okay, that's good. Seems like you should have done this a long time ago, but hey, I get it. You invested a lot of money into the Slip Space engine. Whose idea was that? I wonder. So yeah, man, bro, I just want some direction.
For Halo. But for some reason, this one certainly doesn't feel like the rest. It doesn't feel like
That looks like a doll, bro.
an authentic chapter.
It looks so sexy though. God. Oh my god, it looks good.
Does it now? Now, the following is from my insider source. This is someone that I do trust and has been right about many things in the past. And
All right,
quite
here we go.
frankly,
Hopefully it's some good news, boys.
I do think that this is right on the money. Okay?
All right, let's hear it.
They said that basically, even if everyone at 343 got fired, the root of the issue is Microsoft's policies and their priorities.
Why do you think Bungie left? Why?
Okay, so for example, the 18-month contracts, which we continue to see on the hiring pages, and the microtransaction model that prioritizes paid content over fun core content are both Microsoft issues.
That's not. That's an industry issue.
So my conclusion with these statements is that we need to have a different studio come in. someone that isn't directly attached to 343. And thankfully, there's a studio ran by an ex Halo 2 dev, and that is Certain Affinity. Okay, there is tons of
Oh
Halo
shit.
devs that have gone over there. They have done things for 343 a lot of the time.
What are they working on?
They even were working on a big project for Halo Infinite at some point, from concept to delivery. And
What?
honestly, I really hope they're working on something, because as much as I would love for Halo Studios to
Halo Studios is also plural. So can Halo Studios just be a a just umbrella of everyone that works for them? Can we have multiple studios underneath Halo Studios? Seems reasonable to me.
be a true power play and something new and refreshing, it just seems that what my sources
I think they should do the Call of Duty route and have a bunch of different individual studios, because then you can be like, okay, if you say you have Studio A, B, C, and D, well, B's Studio B, they keep on the games are terrible every single time. Fuck it, they're dismembered. They're done. Let them go. Let them all go, or we'll divvy you up accordingly to the ones we want to keep. Yeah, that's the way they should do it. Honestly, you have all the money in the world. Let's have some little responsibility. Halo Studios, and whoever makes good games can be underneath that umbrella.
saying, as well as X343s now are saying, is that they're all saying similar things, right? There is a story building, and they're all talking about how they used to want to go back to Unreal Engine. In fact, they did something behind the scenes. They viz dev'd something called Guardian in Unreal, right? Now, this is something that
Didn't MCC tinker with Unreal a little bit?
management did not want the team going for whatever reason. I have no idea. I don't have an explanation for that. But
You know what I bet it is? If I was a betting man, this is what my guess would be. Job security. Because this slip space engine, or whatever the fuck that shit's called, is so hard to use or get used to. There's obviously a couple guys in there that know it very, very well. And they might be considered the best at that engine. And so guess what they would have? Job security. 100%. Less competition. It makes complete sense. I don't know why my monkey brain just clicked like that, but it did.
it seems like the community is focusing on the art, my source says, which was never the issue. It's more so the feeling of Halo would be lost somewhere in the physics, right? Without mentioning that Halo
You can implement the Havoc input. Someone commented that down below, and I've also heard that multiple times going from just watching Halo content in general. And I remember my buddy, not my buddy, my sister's ex-boyfriend from high school. His gamer tag was Havoc, and he explained to me the engine or whatever it was they used for Halo 2 and later on.
run on Havoc.
Yeah.
And that hopefully that is something that will be able to be functioning in Unreal, but that is a part of what made Halo physics feel like Halo.
Yeah.
And that might be something that is lost here, right?
I also heard that someone said that Forge mode could be next level with Unreal. Like, because I was worried that Forge mode wouldn't transfer over well to Unreal, but he was like, nah. This could be the best thing for Forge.
And so they also say that definitely is being overhyped, because just like the E3 2018 trailer for Halo Infinite, there was a lot of things done in that never made it into actually the final game.
100%. The first thing I thought was, why are we all getting, like, I know why we all got hyped, because we haven't had anything good to get hyped for in so long. Like, we were tired of this shit. We were ready for something new. The rumors were going rampant. Like, come on. But it's a vertical slice. Like, it straight up is. It's just renderings.
And why
This, we might not get, like, they showed us the flood, they showed us the snow biome, they showed us all this. We don't know if we're gonna get that on launch. I have no idea what we're gonna get on launch. I don't know if we're even gonna get custom games or Forge or what. You don't know. Like, that's the problem, bro. Like, I'm very optimistic because I want so badly for Halo, the next game of Halo, to be outstanding. I do. And I think we're gonna get CE. But I'm worried we're not gonna get multiplayer. We're not gonna get forced. We're not gonna get all these things we want at one time, right? Oh God. I don't know if I can survive that shit again.
Halo
I
Studios
really don't.
insist that this is not a tech demo, that these are real assets going to be used for a future Halo game, it's really hard to trust them because we don't really trust anything they say anymore. They have basically burnt that bridge with their fans.
And this is the thing. I am not trying to be a doomer or make you feel bad or anything like that. I'm just speaking my straight up like mindset, like what I'm thinking. And it's annoying when I see. I don't know why they do it. A lot of Halo YouTubers that I've watched for so long, and they have such blind optimism out of nowhere. And I get it. They want that positivity and everything like that. And I'm excited for sure. But it's like, can we address something? There's an elephant in the room. Can I see a little bit of objectivity from your takes? Like, I don't know, man.
So many
Shit's
times.
weird.
And I wanted a video personally like this for a long time. And now that it's out, it still feels something about it feels inauthentic. And what the sources are saying, even X343 does not trust this studio. They don't trust the management. They don't trust Peter Hint, specifically the studio head, because this is someone that pushed against Unreal for a long time.
Yeah, if that's true, that is such a snake move. It really is. That, bro. If I was a coworker, bro, I would be going off on podcasts. Bro. That's crazy if that's true.
This is someone that stopped.
And it's hard to think that would be under wraps. Like you don't work there anymore. Why not just be more vocal about everything?
Allegedly innovation, right? In their opinion, there was even people that were let go, and that's what even Will said over here. If you don't believe my insider source, that's even what Will is saying too. So this is all very disappointing in many ways. It's a dark truth, I think, that maybe not much has changed. I'm willing to be proven wrong. I want to be proven wrong, but the God to honest truth is that this deep down does not feel like a true page turner or a new chapter. And I think we want this new studio to take over 343 and leave 343 in the past. I'm glad 343 finally realizes that their name is stained in disappointment, distrust, and maybe in some cases.
Bro, you know what's crazy? They didn't have Flood in Halo Infinite. You know why? Them motherfuckers with the Flood, bro. Straight up. Consumed.
I mean, complete disappointment and distrust from the consumer. And so moving over to Halo Studios is certainly an awkward name, but it's better than 343.
I think Halo Studios isn't an awkward name. I think the logo's just dog shit, honestly. Like, this looks stupid as fuck. In my opinion, and people said, I've said this already, but people said that it was like the first take for the design for Halo back in the day. There's a reason they didn't pick it. Looks stupid as fuck. It's a great video by Halo follower. Go give him a follow. Go give him a like. I respect this man. He's been putting out work for so long. I've listened so many times. I've listened to his stuff going to sleep and on a walk or working out. Just when I want to listen about Halo, man. He does extremely great work. Love it. I'll comment down below too. I don't usually comment on people's videos, but I gotta comment. It's like I'm starting to, do YouTube and stuff like that. I gotta, show my grace where I can. I'm just gonna be lazy and put great with the 8 vid. Yeah. So overall, you might be wondering, like, dude, you're like picking apart everything. You seem really negative, and I don't see how you're optimistic by any means. Let me explain to you why I'm optimistic. Though the reason I'm optimistic is because they're switching to Unreal. And I think it'll be easier for them. From what I've heard, it's gonna be a lot easier for them to, make games, and hopefully quicker. Like 5 years per game is crazy in my opinion. That's a long time. A really long time. I'm about to be in my 30s. One day. Not this year, not next year, but one day. Man. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video, but man, I really hope this isn't real. I hope Pierre is a saint, and this is just some ex 343 guy that's pissed off because he got laid off. And I really hope we get a document. Though I would love to know exactly what happened. I have to know. I really, really want to know what happened. Like where what happened? Like, oh my god, there's so many questions I have.